Yesterday, after I came home from work, my dad said, "You'll never be a real man until you pay off my mortgage. Real men take care of their fathers." Then he slapped a $14,500 invoice on the table and said, "This is your debt for existing." When I laughed and said, "Absolutely not," he exploded. "Then you're dead to me. Don't show your face at Thanksgiving." I said, "Perfect. I was going to spend it with people who actually like me." As I was packing up and leaving, I left something on the table without saying a word. The next morning, my aunt called in tears. "He's on the floor screaming. He found the package. He won't stop crying. Now they're begging me to pick up the phone. Please, just talk to him. He says he'll sell the house if you don't come home." So IDK if this is even the right sub for this, but I just need to get this off my chest because this is wild, even for my family. And NGL, I'm still kind of shaking. I've read a lot of those family drama stories on here and always thought, nah, people gotta be exaggerating, but after last night, some people really do treat you like you're just a transaction anyway. So I get home yesterday, later than usual, because I had to take the long way back. There was this dumb water main thing in our street. Half the block's been torn up for a week, so I park 2 blocks down and walk it. Right away, I notice my dad's car is parked half on the curb, which is always a bad sign. He only parks like that when he's in one of his moods, like everyone's out to get him and the city owes him a medal or whatever. I didn't even get my shoes off before I hear him in the kitchen, cabinets slamming. Just for context, my dad's always been this way. Old school, immigrant mentality, big on respect your elders. But what he really means is, do what I say or you're a disappointment. I'm the oldest, so I get the brunt of it. My sister Monica moved out like 5 years ago and barely talks to him anymore. He always says it's because I'm the son, so I gotta step up. But his idea of stepping up is more like handling everything he doesn't want to deal with. Tech problems, bills, fixing stuff around the house, even dealing with calls from his bank because he won't use apps. He's always been weirdly obsessed with the idea that your kids owe you for raising them, which I always thought was just a thing he says. But last night took it to a whole new level. So I walk in still wearing my jacket, and he's already at the table with this folder. Doesn't even say hi, just straight up waves me over like some assistant. I'm thinking it's going to be about his phone plan or something, but nope. He pulls out this piece of paper and slides it across the table. I look closer and it's literally an invoice. Like a real invoice, formatted all official. It says debt for existing, and then, under that, mortgage payment, owed $14,500. I legit thought it was a joke. I kind of laughed, like, what is this? Who does this? But he's not laughing at all. He just leans in and starts going on about how real men pay off their fathers, and I'll never be a man if I don't take care of him. Says he sacrificed everything. Now it's my turn. I swear I almost lost it right there. It's not even about the money. It's the way he said it. Like I'm some investment that's supposed to pay out. He starts yelling, which is normal for him, but this time he's really going off, dropping stuff about how he worked 2 jobs. Not true, by the way. My mom held down most things, and how he deserves to be taken care of. He says flat out that this is my debt for existing. Not just for living here, but for being born. I tell him, nah, I'm not paying that. Not a chance. Try me. He stands up so fast his chair tips, slams his fist on the table, and says, if I'm not gonna pay, then I'm dead to him. Literally says, don't show your face at Thanksgiving. Don't come crawling back when you're broke. He's got this look like he doesn't even recognize me. I just say, cool. I'll spend Thanksgiving with people who actually like me. He straight up shoves the invoice at me, tries to push past me in the hallway, bumps my shoulder hard and heads to his room, slams the door so hard the picture frame in the hall shakes. I hear him muttering, but I'm not even trying to listen. So now I'm standing there holding this dumb invoice and suddenly I'm just done. Like, all those years of playing along, fixing his messes, paying for random stuff he forgot about, covering his parking tickets, he never paid me back, not once. It all just kinda snaps. I decide right then I'm not sticking around to be his personal ATM or his punching bag. I go upstairs, start packing my essentials, not even thinking, just grabbing stuff. My laptop, my chargers, couple shirts. He doesn't come out. I guess he thought I was bluffing. Here's the thing. I know he keeps track of every little thing I do wrong, holds it over me forever, but acts like all the stuff I do for him is just what sons do. So I decide if he wants to play this game, I'll play too. I dig out this old notebook from my drawer, where I used to write down all the times I covered for him, just to keep track for myself, because I knew he'd never admit it. Stuff like, paid electric bill when he forgot. Drove him to airport at 3 a.m. because he refused to Uber. Fixed his email when he gave his password to a scammer. I rip out the pages, put them in an envelope, and write in big letters on the front, debt for existing, collected favors. I stick the actual invoice he gave me in there too, just for fun. I walk back down, he's still in his room, Door shut. I put the envelope right in the center of the table. I don't say anything, don't even look around. I just grab my bag, keys, and walk out. Slammed the door, didn't care if it woke up the neighbors. By the time I get to my car, still 2 blocks away, thanks city, my phone has like 3 missed calls from my aunt already. I ignore them. I drive to my friend's place, crash on his couch, scroll through my phone all night because I'm too wired to sleep. This morning, my aunt calls again, this time actually crying. She says my dad's on the floor, screaming, holding the envelope, won't stop crying. Says he's saying stuff like I betrayed him. He's lost everything. He's gonna sell the house, etc. She begs me to pick up the phone, says he won't eat, won't talk to anyone. My cousin texts me, says the family group chat is blowing up, half of them blaming me, half saying I finally did what they all wanted to do. Honestly, I don't even know what's next. I'm pissed, but I'm not scared of him anymore. If he wants to play hardball, I can play too. I'm not picking up the phone. I'm done being the one who pays for existing. I left something on that table he's not gonna forget. If he wants a debt war, he's got one. We'll update if this explodes. Update 1. Alright, so I didn't even sleep right after posting last night. Kept getting these random notifications and honestly was still trying to figure out if I was the one losing it. NGL. Thought maybe I overreacted, but nah. This morning hit different, so I wake up on my friend's couch. Phone is legit overheating from all the group chat dings. I got 3 missed calls from my aunt, 2 from my cousin, and like 12 unread messages from my dad, all in the span of an hour. The last one just says, answer your family or you'll regret it. Classic. My cousin Carter texts me something weird though. He says, dude, what the hell did you give him? He's in the living room on the floor, won't talk, just holding some envelope. Like Aunt Mary is actually worried he's gonna have a heart attack or something. And I'm just lying there thinking, for real? For a couple pieces of paper and a reality check? I try to ignore it for a bit, but then Monica calls, which she never does unless it's bad. She's like, you need to deal with this. Mom's crying. Your dad's saying you humiliated him. He's threatening to sell the house. I ask her, so what? That's my fault now? She says, you know how he is. He's always been like this. You just made it public. TBH, I wasn't even trying to drag the whole family into it, but they always end up in the middle. For context, my dad's whole respect thing comes from his own dad, who basically made him feel worthless unless he was providing something. He's always had this thing about being owed. Like, if he can't lord it over someone, he's not in control. That's why he kept track of every little thing, every dollar, every favor, but acted like anything I did for him was just a son's job. It's not about the money. It's about power. Always has been. So anyway, Aunt Mary shows up at my friend's apartment. Not joking. She tracked me on Snap Maps because I forgot to disable it. She knocks, comes in, straight up crying, says, can you just call him? He won't eat. He says you're trying to ruin him. The neighbors heard him yelling. She's shaking, like really upset, and I kind of feel bad but also just annoyed, because why is it always on me to fix his mess? I tell her, look, I'm not coming back, I'm not paying, and if he wants to be dramatic, he can do it without me. She gets mad, pushes my arm, says, you're just as stubborn as he is. I say, yeah, maybe that's why we don't get along. She slams the door on her way out. Not even 20 minutes later, my phone lights up again. This time, it's a group call. Monica, Carter, Aunt Mary, even my uncle Emilio. Uncle's the only one who kinda gets it. Says, maybe your dad needs to learn you're not a kid anymore. But then Aunt Mary starts in about family, about how we have to stick together. And then Carter's like, bro, you know he's gonna actually sell the house, right? He's on Zillow. He already called that real estate guy from church. He's not bluffing. I just say let him. Let him sell it. Move to Florida. IDC. I'm not paying his mortgage and I'm not coming back just because he's having a tantrum. Monica says, you're being cold. I say, he's the one who said I was dead to him, remember? I'm just giving him what he wants. Now the whole family is split. My grandma calls, which is wild because she never calls me, and says, you have to fix this. Your father is suffering. I ask her, does anyone care that he's been treating me like garbage for years? She just sighs and hangs up. Meanwhile, my dad's texting me random stuff like, you're an embarrassment. You're ungrateful. I gave you everything. He sends me a photo of the empty envelope I left on the table, with the debt list I wrote. Says, this is all lies. You're trying to destroy me. I don't even reply. I block his number for a while just to get some peace. All day, my friend is like, dude, this is getting nuts. You should just block them all. But I can't. Because then Monica and Carter start sending screenshots of the family group chat. Now everyone's arguing. My uncle's saying, maybe it's time someone stood up to him. My aunt says I should apologize. Monica says we all need therapy. And my dad's just posting random old photos of me as a kid with captions like, this is what betrayal looks like. I swear, if there was a gold medal for emotional blackmail, he'd win. I go for a walk, try to clear my head, and get a DM from my dad's tenant. Yeah, he rents out the basement because he always needs extra cash but never wants to admit it. The tenant says, hey, Has your dad lost it? He tried to charge me double rent, says you're not allowed on the property anymore, and he changed the Wi-Fi password. I just laugh like even the tenant's getting dragged in now. This is where I start to get really pissed. If he wants to make everything about money, fine. I text my cousin. Remember all the times I fixed his car for free? Set up his Wi-Fi? Handled all his bill pay accounts because he couldn't figure out online banking? I'm cutting it all off. I go online, change every password I made for him, cancel the auto pays I set up that were in my name, because I was tired of him overdrafting. I text the tenant. Good luck. You'll have to call him for everything now. Not my problem anymore. Aunt Mary calls again, says, you can't just leave him like this. He's your dad. I say, he's the one who kicked me out, remember? You don't get to throw someone out and then ask for help. She gets mad, says, you'll regret this, and hangs up. So now the whole family is acting like I set the house on fire, but all I did was finally stop being his doormat. My dad's threatening to sell. The tenant's threatening to move out. Monica's saying she won't show up for Thanksgiving if I don't, and my grandma still thinks I should fix everything. My uncle just texts me, proud of you for finally standing up for yourself, but get ready. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Honestly, I don't even care anymore. If he wants a war, he's got one. I'm not picking up the phone, and if he wants to make a big scene, I can play that game too. Next step, I'm making sure he feels it where it hurts, and not just in the wallet. We'll update. This is nowhere near over. Update 2. So I wasn't even going to post again yet, but stuff's just getting wilder. Honestly, I'm starting to see how far he'll spiral if I keep the pressure up. Angel, if you thought last time was messy, buckle up. So yesterday, after all the calls and yelling, I finally get a minute to myself and just scroll TikTok. Try to zone out, but I keep seeing family chats blowing up. Monica's texting me. Aunt Mary's calling again. Grandma left me a voicemail that's just her breathing, and then hanging up. My cousin Carter just sends me a meme of a dumpster fire, so at least someone gets it. I notice something weird around noon. The tenant in Dad's basement texts me again. She says she can't get in the door, the digital lock's not working, and Dad's not answering her calls. She's legit stuck outside with groceries. She asks if I changed the code. I didn't, but I set it up for him, so I know how it works. I kinda laugh, like even his tenants are suffering now because he can't handle tech. I tell her, try the backup code, but she says Dad deleted her from the app. Now she's pissed. Meanwhile, Monica keeps pushing me to call him, says I'm being cold. But honestly, he's been cold my whole life, so whatever. I text her, he's a grown man, let him stew. She leaves me on read. Classic. Now here's where it gets fun. I remember all that bill pay and random admin stuff I took care of for him. He never paid attention, just handed me envelopes and said, handle it. So I start making a list. Mortgage reminders, insurance stuff, even his side hustles, web hosting, and email. I look through my inbox and realize half of it's still using my contact info, because he never bothered to switch it over. I log in, set all his email rules to forward to an old address he can't access, change all passwords to nonsense strings. I cancel the auto pay for the hosting. I know he'll get a late notice in like 2 days. Then I remember he's got this little rental thing on the side. Always cash under the table, never full paperwork. I text the tenant back, tell her she'll need to call him for any issues. I'm not involved. She's not happy, but I'm done being the middleman. I figure let him deal with the headaches. Now the real kicker. He always made me do the taxes for all this because he hates forms and gets aggressive if anyone tries to explain stuff to him. I shoot him a message. You'll need to hire someone this year. I'm not touching any of your paperwork. He calls twice. I ignore. Then he texts, you'll regret this. You're nothing without me. Like, bro, I'm the one who ran your life for you and you still tried to charge me for existing. Around dinner, I get another group call. It's Monica, Uncle Emilio, and Carter. Uncle says, you're going too far. Your dad's losing it. He hasn't eaten since yesterday. Monica says, just talk to him and end it. Carter's like, nah, let him sweat. Emilio starts getting heated, says, you're humiliating your own father. What's wrong with you? I say, he started it. I'm not bailing him out, not this time. Uncle slams the phone down. Monica sighs and hangs up. Carter just types, he'll never say sorry. You know that, right? I say, I'm not looking for sorry. I just want him to realize I'm not his backup plan anymore. Then I get a text from the tenant that she's moving out by the end of the month. Says she's tired of the drama, already looking for another place. I forward that to my aunt. She replies, you're destroying him. I say no, he's doing that on his own. I hear from Grandma again. She's saying your dad's saying he'll sell the house, says he can't live with the shame. I tell her, tell him to go ahead. Maybe he'll realize how much I did for him when he has to do it all himself. She hangs up. That night, I get a string of texts from Dad, just angry rants in all caps, stuff about respect, betrayal, how I'm nothing. I don't answer. I know if I even give him an inch, he'll twist it around and pull me back in. I decide to really push it. I dig through every old receipt, every transfer, Every time I bailed him out or paid for something he forgot, I put it all in a Google sheet and send it to the family chat. I write, since we're talking about debt, here's the running total of what I've covered since I was 18. Let me know if anyone else wants to add to the tab. Monica leaves the chat. Aunt Mary sends me a thumbs down. Uncle Emilio calls me an instigator. Carter just sends a popcorn. Around midnight, I get a text from Monica. He's saying he'll sign the house over to the neighbor just to spite you. I say, let him. Maybe the neighbor will put up security cams so he can't keep pretending the world owes him something. Monica says, you're being cruel. I just say, not as cruel as demanding your kid pay for existing. So yeah, if you're wondering if I feel bad, IDK, I really don't. He wanted to make it about money and pride, so I'm making sure he feels every single thing he took for granted. He's not getting a dollar or a minute more. I'm not picking up the phone. If he wants to sell, let him sell. I'm done. Next update if he actually goes through with it or if the family somehow finds a way to get even messier. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to write me out of the will or something. Whatever. We'll keep you posted. Final update. So I thought I'd seen it all with my family, but nah. Apparently this saga has more levels. Last couple days have been a mess. Like, not even the good kind of drama where you can just laugh about it in the group chat later. Just a lot of old grudges and people acting like this is the end of the world. I'm still not picking up the phone, and now I'm getting family at my door, at my job, blowing up my social. You'd think I started a cult, not just told my dad to pay his own mortgage for once. So anyway, the weird thing is how quiet it got for like half a day. Last night, no calls, no texts, no memes from Carter. I almost thought maybe he finally gave up. Then, middle of the night, I get a DM from my aunt. Just a screenshot of a group chat where dad's ranting about selling the house, says he's calling a realtor in the morning, says if I don't come home, he's done with this family and this city. Lot of drama emojis, the usual. I honestly just rolled over and went back to sleep, wake up to like 6 missed calls, 1 voicemail from grandma, and a bunch of messages from Monica. She's saying I need to get over myself, that dad's not eating, not sleeping, hasn't left the house in 2 days. She says she's coming to get me if I don't answer. I tell her, you want to help him, go ahead. I'm not his emotional support animal. Around noon, I get a knock on the door. It's Aunt Mary again. Seriously thinking about changing my locks at this point. She's got her phone in her hand, already crying, says, please, just talk to him. He's not well. He says he'll sell the house to spite you. I tell her, he can do whatever he wants. I'm not coming back. She tries to push past me. I block the door with my arm. She gets mad and shoves me. I just stand there. She's yelling now, says I'm tearing the family apart. I say, maybe if you all stopped enabling him, he wouldn't be like this. She slams the door on her way out. Then Carter calls. Says dad's calling everyone he knows, even some guy from the neighborhood Facebook group who's been trying to buy the house cheap for years. Says dad's trying to get rid of it fast, just so I learn a lesson. I ask Carter, you think he'll actually do it? Carter goes, TBH, I think he's lost it, but he's too stubborn to back down. I say, let him. You want to see what it's like when I'm not around to clean up the mess? This is how you find out I get a group call from the family. Uncle Emilio, Monica, Aunt Mary, Grandma. It's just everyone talking over each other, blaming me, blaming dad, blaming each other. Uncle says, you should be the bigger man. You know what he's like, just give him something. Monica says, you don't even care if he ends up homeless, do you? Aunt Mary's crying. Grandma keeps saying, what happened to respect? I just mute the call and sit there listening to them argue. Then, hang up after that. I get a text from dad. You're dead to me for real. House is going on the market today. I don't reply. I go for a walk, get some coffee, try not to think about it. Part of me wonders if I'm being too harsh, but then I remember the invoice, the yelling, the way he tried to make me pay for existing. Nah, I'm not caving later. Monica texts me that dad's packing up stuff in the living room, putting old photos in a box, muttering about how nobody respects him. She says, this is your last chance. He says he'll change the locks. You're out of the will. All of it. I text her back. Good, I don't want anything from him. Tell him to enjoy Florida or wherever he thinks he'll be happier. Honestly, the weirdest part is nobody in the family actually believes he'll go through with it, even while they're freaking out. Uncle Emilio says, he's always been this way. He'll get over it. Grandma says, he'll regret this, you'll see. But TBH, I just feel numb to all of it. It's not about the house. It's about not letting him win. By just demanding I roll over again, I get a DM from the tenant. Says she's moving out for real. Says dad's a nightmare to deal with now that I'm not handling stuff. She asks if I want any of the stuff I left in the basement. I tell her to toss it. I'm done with that house, with all the baggage attached. So yeah, he might actually sell. Maybe he'll get ripped off. Maybe he'll end up alone. I don't really care anymore. He made his choice. I made mine. I'm not answering the phone, not picking up when they call. not showing up for Thanksgiving or any of it. If the family wants to blame me, fine. Let them. I've been the one holding it all together for years and I'm tired of it. The only real regret I have is not doing this sooner. He wanted a war. He got it. If he wants to burn it all down just to prove a point, he can do it without me. Let him see what debt for existing really looks like when I'm not around to pay it. Guess that's it for now. If anything else wild happens, maybe I'll update, but I'm not holding my breath. Thanks to the folks who actually get it, sometimes you just gotta let people lose so you can finally win something back for yourself.